everybody, so glad you're with me today. We're going to be covering some kind of like late summer favorites. I've got some certain products that I've been using very consistently and I thought you might want to hear a little roundup of them. So it's hard to believe we are nearing that fall time. Like where I live, even though the weather is boiling hot, school is in session, the leaves are starting to fall off the cottonwood tree. I might have to get some fall decor going soon. But these are my beauty favorites right now. And here's kind of like an old thing that I'm coming back into. It's my Josie Maran Argan Oil. This is not something I use in the morning or tied to makeup in any way. I've been working it into my nighttime skincare, particularly, like here's the moment for it. I've been swimming with the kids, I come in, I've had my Aveeno Baby SPF 50 all over, which is great for sun protection, but not huge on moisture, and especially after you've been swimming for a while, you come in and your skin just feels tight. And so I put this on immediately and I'm like, oh, it feels so good. And then maybe later on I take a shower or something, but like the immediate effect of the argan oil on dry skin is just unmatched. And then even if I haven't been swimming, I've been using this kind of like a moisturizer step too. It's just really rich. My skin seems to love it. It's the type of moisture where you're like, okay, this is a thin oil. Is my skin just gonna drink it up immediately? But no, actually I feel like the surface of my skin stays very glowy and hydrated looking. And I used to use this back in the day, but I feel like I can wear it and I don't get breakouts because of it. If anything, my skin has been really good lately. So been getting into the argan oil again. Now, as far as my makeup routine, I've realized that I'm having very good experiences with a certain primer, and it's this Wet n Wild Clingy. It has the 5% niacinamide. It's a serum primer. It's a gripping type of primer, and this goes on with more ease than the e.l.f., but the end feeling on the skin is still very, very tacky, and it almost feels a little heavy. I don't want to say my skin feels suffocated, but it feels like you've really put something on, okay? As soon as it's blended in, you're gonna kind of be second guessing it. But the amount of different foundations I've put on top of this, and then throughout really hot days, I have amazing staying power. The touch-up is very minimal, if anything at all is needed. I'm supporting this. I'm really enjoying it. I've also used a lot of the Catrice Skin Glaze lately, so that's not gripping. It feels very smooth and milky and thin. Gives a little pearlescent glow. That's been good too, but I think this is a real staying power workhorse. On the topic of staying power, a foundation that I think has been working so well for me, and I've got it on today. It's the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. Sand Beige is my color. This is another kind of like Josie Maran Argan Oil, you know, it's come back. It's a repurchase. It's super thin. It comes on with the dropper. The dropper does actually work. Blends in just ultra thin. I wouldn't quite say water weight, but like a little step up from water weight. And then you blend it in, you're like, wow, my skin actually looks pretty flawless. And it wears so well. These two make quite a nice combo. Also, this has worn awesome with my Rimmel Lasting Finish too. Sometimes it's late summer that is actually the hottest part of summer, just depending on where you're at. The back to school time, I think, is a notoriously crazy hot time. And if you're looking for a little staying power weapon, I mean, that foundation is awesome. Another newer thing I've been gravitating towards a lot is my Rimmel Multitasker stick. So this is a like bronzer contour stick. I have it in the shade Tan. So good. When I say they nailed the texture of this stick, it feels balmy and kind of rich. It blends in with so much ease. You're never at risk of it like setting up and becoming hard to blend. I feel like it gives me the perfect look, the perfect tone in my contour zones. I at first thought, oh no, I've gone too dark with this shade called Tan. Not a bit. Like it could be too dark if this was a difficult to blend texture, but it's the absolute easiest. Rimmel, and frankly, all their stuff that has the multitasker label on it is just crushing it right now. And because I can't get off the topic of staying power, because that's really what impresses me so much. There's a ton of makeup that I can put on right at the start of the day. It looks awesome. I'm happy with it. But when you can stay on my face and it's 3 p.m. or later and you haven't been touched up, like I will give credit where credit is due, and I've been very much into these L'Oreal Infallible blushes. So they've got like, I want to say 4 different shades. There's a rich berry one, a coral. There's Confident Pink, which is probably the most popular. That's one of my most used. I just love this shade. I feel like it pops on the cheeks. It's very fresh. It's very alive, but they're all matte, highly pigmented blushes. And also, I really like the one called Daring Rosewood, and it looks, you know, very earthy dusty. It comes off as like kind of rich, dusty rose. I've got it on today, and this is like a perfect summer into fall moment. Like, this looks good if your skin's got a little color. If you've got some warm, toasty fall eye looks planned, like this is a great pair it up kind of blush. It's so pretty, and it looks very pretty also side by side with your bronzer contour type of product. Like, it plays really well with that type of tone that you've probably just put on your skin, and then you apply one of these, you know, any of them in the line. They really know how to adhere, and I love that. On the topic though of if there is a touch-up, you know, what do you do? I really have gotten in the mode of doing very little. The one thing that I might feel like I want to do some days, especially if I've been sweating a lot, is perhaps some Kosas Cloud Set. With my skin having a little bit of tan to it, I'm most likely to pick up Breezy, but I also have Airy, which is a shade lighter. I'll just take this, and I'll take a compact size brush. This is just Morphe Under Eye Bullet Brush, and I might hit under eye right between the brows. Sometimes I feel like I show oil like a little bit right in here, just the absolute center of the forehead, maybe around the nose, and that's it. When you see the amount of time I spent and the one dip into the product, it's very minimal. This is highly sneaky. Like, you know you're putting powder on, but your skin just looks flawless. Once it's on, you don't see the powder. I am such a Kosas Cloud Set believer. I mean, I have two of them. This one's extra brightening up on the under eye area. You could immediately set your under eye makeup with these if you want to use something pressed. But that's kind of my trick for making everything look perfectly fresh if need be. What eye palette do you just want to grab for? Like, what has your heart right now? What's the one you're feeling pulled to all the time? For me, it's this new one from Tarte. It's the Maneater After Dark Volume 2. These are my shades. I love these tones. I love every look I do with them. I did a very easy kind of bronzy eye look today that started with, you know, a matte shade up here. I got that going into my crease. What makes this palette so user-friendly are a lot of these tones that are right in this zone. They're like a step lighter than a mid-tone, but not so light that they're highlight. You know, you've got your highlighter type of shades over here, but they really help blend a crease with ease. So you can start somewhere in here, and then you're like, okay, I'll blend that out, and then maybe take a matte or a shimmer and use it up under your brow. Some of these shimmers can be a little bit like finger application, just depending on the way you want to see them show up. Like this shade called Charming here, I'm like, she's got a little flake, but yet she can press on really pretty. And if you want a little glitz, it's nice to have. I think I went to like this shade just to deepen my crease a little bit as I was going through that process. And then I put this color down here, which actually has a little shimmer, but it's like plummy brown, and I put that on my outer corner or outer part of my lid, got that all blended in. Everything blended so easily. And then my little spotlighting shade that's on the inner half of my lid is this one right here. I love that shade. It's kind of rose gold. The shimmer isn't too loud and intense with that one on the eyes, but I love the richness in here. It really makes me think summer into fall for sure. I think Tarte did a really good job with that. And I haven't absolutely loved every palette they've done in this format, but this one, I love it. The best mascara lately, honestly, on my sparse, not super long, not really wanting to hold curl type of lashes is probably this Too Faced Ribbon Wrapped. It's a tubing mascara, and I feel like the length is so good with this. I'm getting a lot of length, and it's holding the curl pretty well. And because it's tubing, it's not flaking, and I can put it top and bottom. But the brush is really special. I love how it has the spikes, kind of like Benefit They're Real. I think that was the first brush that came out doing these like explosive kind of spikes coming off the tip of the brush. And that really helps me get into the inner corners and catch little lashes that I might not otherwise get with a mascara wand. But the way you want to apply this is put on your first coat, dip in, apply your second coat immediately. You don't want to wait for it to get totally dry and then attempt to build off of it, because it just won't be as friendly to that process. And nobody probably wants to hear me say the word staying power anymore, but it does a good job of holding the curl, and it does not flake or go anywhere because it's tubing. And then therefore, when you take your makeup off, it's easy to remove. It just kind of releases from the lashes, you know? Oh, by the way I finished the eye look though, if you're wondering, is she wearing liner? I've got on this stick from L'Oreal. It's one of of their Lace Shadow Stick Smokies in the shade Starry Bordeaux. It's quite a dark color, but kind of matches my shirt here, and I've got that across the upper lash line and just smudged in a little ways on the lower. And then my last thing that I reach for all the time, it's been in my purse a lot, and then somehow it worked its way into my downstairs bathroom, and it's just like the thing I put on all the time, but it's my Lifter Gloss in the shade Taffy. It is the perfect sheer berry. I think everybody should own this. I feel like it's the shade that would look good on everyone. I've got it on right now, and to give it a little more precision, I put just a very natural lip liner underneath it. It's my LA Colors lip liner pencil. The shade is called Natural. So I filled in my entire lips with that, and then just go on top with this. If you've got dry lips, if you just love a shiny lip moment, the Lifter glosses are really, really good. And I love how this one, you look at it and you think, oh, that's gotta be sheer. It's got some sheerness, but honestly it shows up really well. It's a complete and total go-to, and a lot of times when I'm touching up, this is what I'll reach for by default because I know it looks good with everything and I know I'll always like it. So yeah, those are my current favorites, my friends. I'd love to hear in the comments if you've been enjoying any of these products as well, or if you have some other recommendations for us that really last through this time of year where we think like, oh, it's late summer, it's almost summer into fall. Well, you think that, but it's still very hot and staying power can be tricky. But I feel like a lot of my things in this video, I love them because they do last. So I hope that was informative, and thanks for being here, friends. I'll see you next time. I love you. Bye.